Henry Cavill suffered brutal indignation at the hands of DC, and yet, the actor refused to back down when it came to defending his Superman arc. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. Superman, the word not only evokes a sense of impassioned optimism but also signifies morality and hope in a world devoid of any. Zack Snyder's DC Extended Universe and his Superman portrayed by Henry Cavill was anything but optimistic and hopeful. However, there are many layers to a good story, and the bleakness of Man of Steel is but one episode of a multi-chaptered epic. With the amount of indignation surrounding Henry Cavill's Superman exit, the message sent from the fans was already clear. However, what Warner Brothers needed was a clean slate and a fresh start, bereft of the quandaries and plights of a broken Superman seeking his place in the world. The world, as it is, was already broken enough. But in the eyes of Henry Cavill, the eternal nerd, his version of Superman was so much more than what the pages of an almost century-old comic book had to offer. An all-round superhero experience, that is what comics offer us. Through its glossy, color-infused pages, the readers get transported to worlds and universes never traveled before, sights and experiences never seen or had, and adventures one could only dream of. Escapism, albeit momentary, becomes a very real side effect of getting immersed in that world. However, when all is said and done, reality feels like a dull, humorless existence compared to the bright-eyed, optimistic, and hopeful reality of Metropolis. With Superman watching over the city and its people, its atmosphere immediately morphs into a space that represents all that is good and right with the world. Superman himself becomes the beacon of hope, embodying courage and virtue in the face of extreme adversity. That is the kind of superhero Zack Snyder was expected to portray when he first laid the foundations of DCU. Instead, the fans were exposed to a plethora of conflicting emotions, moral dilemmas, existential crises, hopelessness, and corruption of the most gruesome sort. What the audience did not realize, however, was that only great tragedy can birth true heroes, as has been proven for centuries through Greek, Roman, and Shakespearean tragedies. Henry Cavill, on the other hand, recognized the path he was meant to walk all along as Kal-El, the Man of Tomorrow. Henry Cavill reiterates the legacy of Superman. Despite all the blatant criticism and hatred that was effectively generated in the aftermath of Zack Snyder's DCU trifecta, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League, a vast majority of the fans still stood by the director's vision for the world he wanted to create. His was a darker, grittier, and more mature version of the superhero epic, a version of reality more attuned to 21st century society as compared to the 40s and 50s. In such a reality, saving a cat from a tree was as redundant as plugging a hole in a sinking ship. The ruthless barbarity of this reality needed to see a Superman angry enough to drive a stake through an 18-wheeler as payback for men's misogynistic, filthy ways. Or dance to the tune of billionaires who seek nothing but disruption and chaos for their own profit. The message that Snyder wanted to send through Henry Cavill's Superman was that even after suffering irreparable loss and incomprehensible injustice, a man so broken, alienated, and misunderstood by the world can still rise to the occasion and be the hero the people deserve. Speaking about his arc in a Justice League DVD and Blu-ray featurette, Cavill explained via Yahoo Entertainment, "In my opinion, this is the first time we see Superman in truth. We have seen the origin story of Superman. We have seen the downfall and doubt of Superman. And finally, with his rebirth, we see the true Superman, the Superman who is confident and sure and full of hope and joy. Such an all-round can hardly be seen in other iterations of Superman, even in Richard Donner's 1978 classic Superman, the movie starring Christopher Reeve, which redefined the entire superhero genre. The beacon of light version that is represented through Reeve's portrayal is true to the Man of Tomorrow and everything he stands for. But with evolving times comes the necessity for change, and with necessity comes reinvention. A Superman who only stuck to his early 20th century idealism, an era that not only needed hope but craved stability and virtue amid wars and threats of nuclear extinction, can only go so far before coming off as tone-deaf in a politically aware reality of the postmodern 21st century.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner, who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandego, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crowe, who played Superman's father. Jor-El. Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sand Castle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series. In 2019, he assumed the